shot in these streets.
And I'm just like you.
We getting locked by these caps.
And I'm just like you.
We fulfill the prophecies.
And I'm just like you.
You might be light, I might be dark.
But I'm just like you.
We kill each other over colors.
Damn, I'm just like you.
I'm in these ghettos, in these
And
slums.
I'm just like you.
They call you nigga, call me spit.
And I'm just like you.
You was 1619, I was 1492. We getting shot in these streets.
And I'm just like you.
We getting locked by these
And
caps.
I'm just like you.
Welcome to FCN Quick News of the Day. I'm your host, Captain Zakar, and today in the news we have a 12-year-old rapper, Little Rodney. Let's read that.
12-year-old Fort Worth rapper allegedly shot a 1-year-old and committed arson.
Let's read that.
A virtual Tarrant County court trial held in September went viral over the weekend and brought renewed attention to a 12-year-old Fort Worth rapper with a criminal history.
Wow. Go ahead.
The juvenile, who has gone by the stage name Lil Rodney, Baby Savage, and 30 shots, allegedly committed arson, shot a 1-year-old baby who survived, and violated the terms of his probation by cutting off his ankle monitor.
Wow. Go ahead.
For these charges, Judge Alex Kim of the
23rd District,
Court in Fort Worth sentenced him to 7 years in juvenile detention facility, even as the defendant in tears pleaded for
clemency.
Scroll
down. Let's see that. Let's read that. Yeah, let's read that.
Rodney, I'm really tired of you lying to me.
Wow. Go ahead.
Every time you come in here.
Go ahead.
You cry.
He's 12 years old. Go ahead.
You know that, right? Kim said sternly. Every single time you beg me for one more chance, you swear to God, on my mama name, I'm not going to cut off the monitor. I'm not going to run off every single time.
Let's read on.
According to prosecutors, Rodney fled his probation on August 14th. In the week since, he was caught smoking weed, and a picture in which he posted with a firearm appeared online. He also shared a screenshot of a social media video with the caption,
F. Judge Kim. Wow. Go ahead. Read that last part.
You know, once you put something on the internet, it does not come down, Kim said.
Wow. Let that be a warning for all those that post things on the internet. Once you post it, it does not come down. It has a digital footprint. Let's go to the scriptures and see what we have here spiritually. Let's go to Sirach chapter 30, and let's read verse 8.
Sirach chapter 30 and verse 8. And horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful.
A child left to himself will be willful. Left to himself meaning what? A father is not in the home to guide him and discipline him. So the same way a horse that's not broken, you can't tame him. It's the same way with children. They can't be tamed, and they'll find themselves smoking weed, cutting off ankle braces, on probation, and shooting a 1-year-old. Let's go to Sirach chapter 17, and let's read verse 16.
Sirach chapter 17 and verse 16. Every man from his youth is given to evil. Neither could they make to themselves fleshy hearts.
So all children from their youth are given to evil. Naturally, they are evil. And we all know this. You have kids, you see them, that they are naturally a certain way, stingy. It's all mine. I don't want to share. God says your children are evil from their youth, no matter how cute the baby pictures might have been, right? And this is the reason why. Let's go to 2 Ezra, chapter 3, verse 21. It is a reason that all children are naturally given to evil, thus saith the Lord. Let's read that.
2 Ezra, chapter 3, and verse 21. For the first Adam, bearing a wicked heart, transgressed.
Adam bared a wicked heart. Read it.
And was overcome, and so be all they that are born of him.
So all the descendants of Adam, which is every single human being on the face of the earth, we all have that wicked heart that was in Adam in us when we are born. So naturally, all children are given to evil. And the only way that is you can get that out of them is if you apply the laws of God throughout their lifetime. Let's go to Sirach chapter where was we at? 13, I believe it was. 16. Let's read 1 through 3. Sirach 16, 1 through 3. So what does God say about that? Let's read.
Sirach chapter 16 and verse 1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons.
So if you're going to have a whole lot of kids and you ain't going to bring them up in the laws of God, God says don't desire a whole bunch of kids. You're only going to create monsters. Read on.
Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them.
So God is saying just because you have a lot of kids, don't be proud of that unless they are keeping the commandments. If they keep the commandments of God, be proud that you have a lot of kids. If not, know that you will have monsters. Go ahead.
Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude. For one that is just is bigger than 1,000.
It's better than 1,000. So one just, meaning one kid that keeps a commandment, is better than having 1,000 kids. Read on.
And better is it to die without children than to have them that are ungodly.
Let's go to Proverbs chapter 22. And let's read verse 6 to show how do we keep from having ungodly children, unprofitable children, sinful children. What as parents must we do? Let's read that.
Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go.
What do we train him up in? The laws of God, the commandments. Thus saith the Lord, thou shalt not. This is how you train up your child in the ways of the Lord. Read on.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
And when he gets of age, what will he do? He will pass those on to his children because he grew up in the commandments of God. And if you don't do that, jump up to verse 15. What does God say?
Verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child.
He says foolishness is bound. That's why you have to train up your child. You cannot leave them to their own, like it said in Sirach, because they will become willful. And that willful means what? They will have guns on social media. They will be smoking weed. They will commit arson. They will even go as far as shooting a 1-year-old kid. That's how much foolishness is in children. Let's read verse 15 again.
Verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
That means discipline. That means what? A belt. That means however time out, whatever it might be that you get across of training up your child. That must be done, and it must be done consistently, so they are not left to their own demise. Now let's go back to Sirach real quickly. Let's go back to Sirach and show you how God tells you to use the rod when it comes to your children. Sirach chapter 30, and let's read verse 12. How do you train up a child? How do you use the rod to correct them? Let's read that.
Sirach chapter 30 and verse 12. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides.
God says use that rod to beat him on the sides, on the thighs of the legs where they can feel it. Read on.
On the sides while he is a child.
While he's a child. While he is a child. Before he's 12 years old and in gangs and calling himself 30 shots. Read on.
Lest he wax stubborn.
Lest he what?
Wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee.
Read.
And so bring sorrow to thine heart.
So this mother and this father, if he's even there, they definitely have sorrow of heart right now because they did not train up a child in the way he should go. They did not use the rod of correction, right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 9 to show what foolishness is that is in every single child. Let's read that.
Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 9. The thought of foolishness is sin.
So that's why God says foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Sin is in every child because their forefather Adam had a wicked heart also. They must be trained up. They must have the rod of correction applied to their sides. Read that again, verse 9.
The thought of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to men.
Let's go to Ephesians chapter 6. Let's read 1 through 4. So we know we must use the rod of correction with our children because sin is in them. Let's read that.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Children, obey your parents in the Lord.
Read.
For this is right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise.
Read.
That it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth.
Thou mayest live long on the earth. Here's the point. Read.
And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
To wrath. What wrath is that? The wrath of God. Do not provoke your children to the wrath of God, which means the judgment of God. And those that are set up in these court systems today to rule over us and pass judgment, that is the wrath of God coming down on us for being what? Disobedient. Read verse 4 again.
Verse 4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
That means that you have to train them up in the ways that they should go. Teach them the fear of God. Teach them the judgments of God. But it says, ye fathers. That means that you have to be in the house with your children, especially young black males in today's society. Fathers have to be in that house to train them up, to discipline them with the rod of correction, or they will be influenced by other teenagers and other people outside of your home, and they will go off into the wrong way that they should not. Let's go to Sirach chapter 4, and let's read verse 10.
Sirach chapter 4 and verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Be as a father unto the fatherless.
Be as a father unto the fatherless. So maybe that child does not have a father that is in the household with him, that takes care of him, or is even in his life. Those men that have made it through adolescence and teenagehood, and we are living according to the laws of God, we have to be a father unto the fatherless. Read on.
And instead of an husband unto their mother.
Help out the mother is what it's saying. Read.
So shalt thou be as the son of the Most High.
Uh-huh.
And he shall love thee more than thy mother
That
doth.
is a great thing to do in the eyes of the Most High, is to look out and be a father to the fatherless. He'll love you more than your own parents will. Let's go to Sirach chapter 22, and let's read verse 10.
Sirach chapter 22 and verse 10. But children, being haughty.
Children are naturally haughty because foolishness is in them. Go ahead.
Through disdain and want of nature do strain.
Read that again.
Through disdain and want of nurture.
Want of nurture, read.
Do stain the nobility of their kindred.
So if they lack nurture, which just means being raised by their father and their mother, being disciplined by their father and their mother, they end up staining the nobility of their ancestors until where we all get painted with a broad brush that these Negroes ain't nothing.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.